Why are you here in my quarters? I need rest, not whatever it is you're here to ask of me. You're here to order me around, aren't you? As far as I know, I only have this sort of arrangement with Kafka. Her goals and mine align. Yours, however, do not as much. Check on me? Is that so? Unnecessary. Impossible. From the last mission to the next, there is no capability of mine that has diminished. I will be as I was, and most times better. Death cannot change me. You know this. Oh, I do change. My disease, if you have seen me in action, I find it hard to stay myself. Though it usually works out for the better. You say this as if my immortality is a blessing. Yes, it's given me time to pursue my goals, time to see the people I otherwise wouldn't have a chance to see. Maybe it is a blessing. Pain has almost become nothing to me. Why respond to the signal warning you of danger to your life if there is no danger at all? So there, I'm fine. Oh, I suppose you're right. What need I have for solitude if not to engage in those same unhealthy behaviors you're hounding me for? No, I feel no discomfort. If my life is truly ceaseless, perhaps it wouldn't be bad to fill it with interesting characters. No, too much risk. Adding more names to the hypothetical tally. I already have too many scores to settle. Even if as a friend, friends and enemies are a loose dichotomy. A line in the sand, if you will. I'm tired of it all. Joining the Stellaron Hunters was supposed to be the last chapter in my book. But I've grown weary waiting for the end. There's rarely someone who can understand. It's a blur even to me, some of these events. Sometimes, when the Mara is creeping in, I can feel this memory slipping away, distilling itself into one color of hatred. Don't pretend like you do. It's fine if you don't. You'd like to be one of those characters, involving themselves in a chapter of this never-ending story. I don't have much choice, do I? To be honest, this lack of choice, I've noticed it among each of us. Silver Wolf, a slave to solitude and her own ego. Elio, the literal destiny's slave. Kafka, to collecting coats. No, I joke. She is sworn to secrecy about her goal, whatever it is. And in that, she is more tied up than any of her victims. You. I wonder what makes you so stubborn. Are you beholden to me? Your need to fuss over me? Surely not. You joined this cause to chase after the Stellaron. Not to chase after me. Of course not my billions of credits of bounty. I never had you pegged for the profitable type. From the way you spend on knickknacks and little figurines, I don't imagine you to be the smartest with money. But thank you for being here. It can't hurt if you come a little closer, won't it? I won't try anything. I doubt if we engaged in some sort of combat here, we would be getting out in one piece. I haven't tested the limits of my immortality in the cold vacuum of space. And yet. It's funny, isn't it? All of this around me, around the ship, and I haven't ever considered jumping out into the cold embrace of vacuum, the vacuum of space. Maybe I'd suffer forever. Die every second. Be reborn. No. I think for my death to be truly worthwhile, it would have to be in combat, or after my grand mission is finished. I'm sorry. You must have your own demons to sort out. I shouldn't be prattling on about my grudge with myself, especially because I can't change the situation at hand. But the pain, the emotional pain still lingers. And I'm glad you can sit beside me and walk me through this. Though I may not see the end of the tunnel, knowing that somebody in this darkness is walking beside you, that's comfort in of itself. You wouldn't take advantage of this. I trust you not to hold this against me. My great weakness. My strengths. This strength is a weakness. I'm sure you've gathered that from my thematic interpretation. But, truly, if you were to tell anybody else about my worries, I would never be able to forgive you. But, for how kind you are, I'm glad. I'm glad you were here. I think us in the Stellaron Hunters, we're all just a bunch of idiots. Bound to every one of our goose to chase. Me, I've got a few people to track down. You, your grand plans. Do you mind if I lay down? I've been feeling under the weather as combat has been quiet. Kafka hasn't been taking me out on missions. No real people to take the edge off. No battles, no engagements. It's just me polishing this black blade. With nothing to cut it with. And that sets me on a bit of unease. My purpose, where has it gone to? It's in these moments when the Mara is quiet, and all I have are my thoughts of revenge. I would be very grateful to have somebody like you to rest upon. Thank you. You see, my room isn't very adorned. I think it's just a lot of texts, my supplies, and of course, my combat implements. If I only had a little more color. But there's not much time. Rarely to admire any color if I were to bring it in my life. But now, with all this quietness and solitude, maybe I do want something pretty to look at. Maybe pretty isn't the right word. It's a little unbecoming, but pleasing to look at. Pleasing to be with. I wouldn't mind sparring with you. I think Kafka has made it a point to torture me with her superior fighting prowess that I really haven't had a chance to engage in a fair fight. If you would kindly do me the favor of that, I would greatly appreciate it. I apologize. I don't burden other individuals with my world of sorrow. But it doesn't seem too large for you anyway. Too intense. Too unfortunate. You exhibit a strange and unusual kind of strength that sort of frightens me. But it makes me calm too. Knowing that you wouldn't hurt a hair on my head. Not because you can't, but because you are prepared to take on many more troubles than what the full head of hair can take. You're hiding so much, and even if you're not comfortable to share them with me right now, you'd much rather prefer to be here comforting me. I will always be here to repay the favor. It took me a little bit of energy to say that, yes, but I mean it with all my heart. Or what's left of it, anyway. I owe you one. Watching the stars pass by from my window. It's painful to understand that they make better listeners than the people I surround myself with. Kafka cares little about these things. And you, I never expected to find you here. You know, I always thought you were acting in an administrative role at the side of Elio, never daring to set foot on the ground and assist me. But it seems that you keep good watch over your members, over your pawns. But I'm not even sure you think of me that way. Maybe you think of me as an equal. And for that, it touches me. Thank you. I think we're one step closer to calling each other friends. Not dog and master, but friends. We will see as the stars move on.